Welcome to TBK's Truth Frame, where erased voices are restored, hidden histories are illuminated, and memory becomes our guide. My mission is to illuminate erased voices and expose the human cost of violence without sensationalism, and in this 51st Truth Frame, let us revisit the story of a sacred space shattered. A nation pulled deeper into the spiral of revenge. This is the story of the Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi massacre in 1985. On the morning of May 14, 1985, the ancient city of Anuradhapura, a place where generations of Sri Lankans sought peace beneath the shade of the Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi, was ruptured by an act of violence that would redefine the island's conflict. What unfolded that day was not just an attack. It was a deliberate assault on faith, sanctuary, and the idea that sacred spaces could remain untouched by war. The assault begins. A team of LTTE cadres hijacked a bus and drove into the heart of Anuradhapura. Their first target was the central bus station, where ordinary civilians, travelers, vendors, families, were caught in sudden, indiscriminate gunfire. From there, the attackers moved toward the Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi, one of the most revered Buddhist sites in the world. Pilgrims who had come to offer flowers and prayers found themselves facing automatic weapons. Among the dead were monks, nuns, elders, and children, people whose only act that morning was devotion. By the end of the assault, 146 Sinhalese civilians had been killed and more than 85 injured. Violence spreads beyond the shrine. Retreating northward, the attackers entered Wolpata National Park, where they killed 24 Wildlife Department employees, leaving only one survivor. The operation was widely attributed to LTTE leadership, with later claims framing it as retaliation for the earlier Valvatichirai killings, in which dozens of Tamil civilians had died at the hands of the Sri Lankan army. In the years that followed, controversial allegations emerged suggesting external intelligence involvement, adding yet another layer of complexity to an already fractured narrative. The cycle of retaliation. The massacre ignited a wave of retaliatory violence in Anuradhapura. Tamil-owned shops and homes were burned. Between 15 and 20 Tamil civilians were killed in the first hours alone, some in horrific circumstances. A Sri Lankan army corporal, overwhelmed by rage, shot dead 9 Tamil civilians who had sought refuge in a military camp before being killed by his own commanding officer. Over the next 2 days, approximately 75 Tamil civilians lost their lives in reprisals. The violence of May 1985 did not remain contained to a single community. It spread like a stain. Sinhalese, Tamil, Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, each loss deepening the wound. Why this moment matters in the Truth Frame. The Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi massacre stands as a turning point because it revealed 3 painful truths. Violence was no longer geographically contained. The war had arrived in the Sinhala heartland. Sacred spaces offered no protection. Even the most revered sites could be transformed into battlegrounds. Cycles of revenge were tightening. Each atrocity produced another, pulling communities further apart. For many Sri Lankans, this was the moment the conflict ceased to be distant. It entered temples, homes, and memory. Timeline: May 1985. May 14th. LTTE hijacks a bus and enters Anuradhapura. Civilians killed at the central bus station. Attackers proceed to the Jaya Sri Maha Bodhi shrine. 146 civilians killed, 85 injured. 24 wildlife staff killed in Wolpata during retreat. May 15th to 16th. Anti-Tamil riots erupt. Tamil shops and homes burned. 15 to 20 Tamil civilians killed initially. During retreat. Army corporal kills 9 Tamil civilians before being shot by his commander. Total of 75 Tamil civilians killed in reprisals. Later in 1985. LTTE frames attack as retaliation for Valvaticherai. Allegations surface of external intelligence involvement. In the end, the story of Anuradhapura is not only a record of what was lost, it is a reminder of what we must choose to protect. No community can heal by carrying the weight of vengeance, and no nation can rise while its people remain divided by inherited grief. The blood spilled in 1985, Sinhalese and Tamil, pilgrim and passerby, calls us toward a different future, one where memory becomes a bridge rather than a weapon. If we are to honor the dead, we must refuse the cycles that claimed them. We must learn to see each other again, not as rivals in pain, but as partners in rebuilding a country that has suffered enough. Reconciliation is not weakness, it is the strongest act a wounded nation can make. And unity is not a dream, it is the only path left that does not lead us back into the fire. If you believe these stories matter, like and subscribe. Your comments are most welcome. Your support fuels the next frame of truth. Thank you and keep looking for my historical videos.